almost be better than this guy taking you, but,
Let's not go.
14.
14? 14?
I didn't roll, I didn't look at it.
Wait, you rolled a 14?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You rolled a 14?
Yeah.
Too bad that wasn't
You rolled
7.
14? No.
But
We're all rolling?
it's double 7, so that's 28.
6.
It doesn't work that way, but,
One less than
okay.
13.
I just keep saying, I am not looking at this thing, I am only focused on one thing, and that is
The
pulling
armor.
us together. And that's all my focus is on, is pulling us all together. And
You see
in a way, this slow thing
You see
just
this one
shows
thing,
us.
and when all
We're
of them
gonna
come
get
together, you think of one thing as you do this that will fulfill your task. Give up the armor. And it will probably kill you. But it will fulfill the task. Give up the armor.
I mean, yes.
Okay?
Is that any
Do you give it
question?
up?
Wait, give up
Do
the
you-
armor and it will kill
Give
us?
up, no.
It
Give
did
up the armor. When you all get together and you do this, there's a thought in your mind that to fulfill the task, fulfill the mission, you give up the armor. And that will do it.
No
But
question.
logically, if you do that and that thing
Yeah,
strikes
we
again,
die.
you will have no saving throws like you just did if that thing strikes again.
Where is the source of that thing?
It is pure.
Then do it.
You do it?
I have no problem with that.
You do it?
If it fulfills, if it's,
Do you do it? You don't have
If
the
it's
instant to be able to think
Mahal's,
it.
if
Then
it's
you all have
Mahal's,
to, and hope that he does.
if it's a Mahal's wish,
Roll a 20 sided all of you, because
This is hilarious.
16.
1.
9.
17.
3 nines in a row.
18.
Glad that wasn't another.
Kenny,
what?
armor be used to reroll his die,
No, because you just gave it up.
but at the same time. Residual ability.
16.
We do have another blessing.
We have a blessing, we use it.
If he rolls a 7 or better, then if you roll 7 or better, then it counts. Go ahead.
20.
You knew that was gonna happen. You
Nobody
really
should
saw
have
that
done
coming.
You see that
That's the second one followed by 20.
Yes.
Well, you know what he was thinking, 7 or better. Come on, give me a
Yeah,
challenge.
yeah.
That's a freedom up thing to roll the 20.
you see that the armor is given up. And you see that as this happens, you see
I
that
think
the
my
armor
father-
drains from you and goes out,
I
and
think
literally
of
you
my
feel
father
it
as it
drain down.
happens.
And as you do this, you feel that it goes down and the thing whips it back. And even all of you go and you hear an exclamation from Pix of like, oh my gosh, it broke.
I just
And-
dropped
and
down.
you just-
I-
you
I-
just drop-
I
you just
just
drop
dropped down
and
to
you
my
feel
knees.
this,
I'm-
you feel this thing laugh
I am.
behind you as it whips up, and you feel your death's all before you as it calls back, and you feel that you feel the winds, you feel the cold come around you, and it lifts up and it reaches out, and you hear this snap of like a lightning, and you hear one other voice that you know to be Calatharing's as he curses the thing, because you know he's like, damn you, Durag, because he does not want this thing, and as he does, and he snaps out this thing, you hear this snap of something that hits it, and this whip comes out, and you feel it strike into something else. And as you do, you all literally are down on your knees around you, and you feel this something around you, and around you, as you're all on your
I'm just
knees
feeling
right
my
there,
father.
there is this feeling as you all open your eyes, and you take a look, and you are not alone for a moment, and you all raise up your eyes and you look, and as you take a look around, there is a pool around you, and this pool is of gold, and you stand in this pool of something, and you feel this pool like the pools that are down there, and this, where the armor has gone down, it has mixed, and the second it
Mhm.
hits, it flows over everything, but the area that you are in is the deepest portion of it, and it just flows over to it, but around it, it has gone around you and it has risen up. And to the areas to the outside, it has risen up to figures, and you see things that stand around you. And these things that stand around you are prior owners. And you see standing behind you are people. Standing behind you is your father. And standing,
Very cool.
let's see here, standing here, I have here the ghost of Garion, the ghost of Ari, the ghost of Brolin, and the ghost of Olus. I am not going to say who would hold who because there are too many choices here, but well, for you as Garion, that is the ghost of Garion. The ghost of Ari, Carl. There's Olus and Brolin. I mean, I know you would like to have Ari. I know he would like to have Ari. So
Caleb, have Ari.
here, hand those to them as well.
Oh,
Well, there are 3 ghosts and there are 3 armor bearers.
okay.
Go ahead, take Ari.
That's interesting how we had, yeah, multiple choices here.
And
One
you see
color,
that
mentor.
now, for those, that is Olus,
That's what I would pick.
and you see now for
Give it my prior
those
affinity.
two, for those two,
Obvious choice.
those two actually, I did not change them. They would actually be in these forms. The forms that these guys are in, the ones that are the ghosts are already mocked up a little bit. They are already worked up. You see characters that are at higher level, and your abilities are also a little bit affected on the, how shall I say, the plane that they are on. Your armor, the damage that you take is affected less. You feel damage less from what you take. Garion's, in particular, Browen's ghost is a couple levels higher as well. And when literally you stand together, you all literally feel, huh?
It's a tall ass dwarf.
Yes, he is a tall ass dwarf.
He's like
You-
5 foot.
Yeah, 4'11".
Is that who?
Boy.
Olus, yes.
Well, I'm 4'10". Well, Jairus is.
All right.
Rowan was only 4'9".
Anyway, when the 5 of you are the
Sure, we seem
ghosts
a lot
of
taller.
those
Yeah,
who,
we're a little taller now.
yes, you actually all, some of you have grown, have gotten stronger, have gotten wiser. You'll
Good,
notice
let's
that
pick
Browen's
this thing
numbers,
out.
by the way, this is
Oh,
the
yeah.
original.
Oh, I know.
You have gone up 2 levels
Yeah.
and your numbers basically maxed out in a couple of places
Mhm.
in it. Garion's numbers have also gotten a little bit better as well. But when these stand up, and yes, the axe of Ari the history of Ari's axe comes out in this as well. If you read a little bit, Ari's axe, did you read Ari's axe?
Yeah, I was reading.
Ari's axe is one of the axes of Durin.
Wow.
And was actually the axe that was carried by Azaghal
Oh, my
at the
God.
battle where he wounded Glaurung. And he can call upon it once a day, or once a week, to become a +7 axe. And he can
Let's
call
say
upon the
that day
strength of
week is
Mahal.
Today.
What's that?
And he can call upon the strength of Mahal also to give himself 1800 strength
Oh,
on
my
rare
God.
occasions as well. And it allows the bearer to do great deeds, but it's also a cursed weapon. It was cursed when he wounded Glaurung, in that he would forever never enjoy the fame, which is what slayed Azaghal in the death, but it had to be used by a dwarf that would be willing to use it in obscurity, which is why Ari used it but never even named it. It was why he was able to stay alive so long without ever calling it an axe of Durin. But anyway, so you have an axe of Durin, one of the elven swords. You can see some of Glaurung's, and as this happens, you were able to stop this axe from striking as you stand around, and for a moment you look at your former companions and you look at your son. And you see him there and you turn upon this creature. And it looks and it sees what has risen up out of this. And it calls out in anger at the wastefulness of what has come up, because this has created for a short time, this has called forth spirits, echoes, and the 5 of you turn on this thing to send it back to the abyss that it has come from. And it reaches forward, and this thing is powerful enough to be able to send back, to destroy this entire group of heroes here, including Caladrin. But looking at the group here, it senses something that might be beyond itself. And with this, all of you go at this thing to destroy something from another age.
Oh boy, do I.
And you see for the first time in thousands of years, this thing feels, you see a moment of hesitation from a creature that served an ancient enemy. And you charge it.
Hey,
Go ahead.
Jesus Christ.
-4
And,
to its chest.
you have the ability to get there first.
Yeah. It's gonna pay attention to them,
Yeah,
then once it pays attention to them, then I go.
okay.
Then I
The way
go
growing
burst of
works.
speed.
Yeah.
You
He's
see,
just gonna charge right in,
Yeah.
like a friggin' bull. and
Okay.
finish up.
Rolling 2.
okay,
I go right with it.
go ahead, the two of you charge it.
-4 to the
Charge up.
chest. Double
You see that
handed.
it swings at the both of you. It takes its whip, and instead of coming down the way it did first, it tries coming around like this to try to ensnare the
I
two of
cannot
you.
Over
Charge
and-
his whip.
Its whip is like 30 foot.
I intercept the whip. I'm gonna parry the whip with a sword.
Uh,
That's what I'm gonna
all 3 of you roll.
All the way back up.
do. 19.
12.
20 final.
You see that.
So you're
I'm on the left
five.
side, I turn,
No,
he
he's
parries
not.
the whip.
You see that when
Well,
this
actually,
thing comes
with the
out
hammer,
I take
between
the whip,
your
22, and
give
speed
him the
and
shot.
this
Like I
weapon,
said, roll like an 8.
you remember the beauty of carrying this weapon. And as good as this whip is, it is the physical part of it is only the one set of chains. The other 2, and you know you only have to block the physical metal chains, and you get up there and Glamdring is used to parry as you block, and you literally foul your own weapon to foul its weapon on it.
With
And you
minus
do
4
that.
20.
And you come at it and you,
Exactly
a
what needs to be
20,
done to get
you
to get what you
actually
need to do.
miss. This thing, as good as this weapon is, by the way, did you see
Armor's negative.
did you see the other ability, the earthquake ability?
More than 20 days.
Oh, and saw the earthquake count.
His earthquake ability is when he rolls matching damage. He doesn't just hit damage on the creature he's hitting. He hits damage on all enemy creatures within 14-foot radius. It is an earthquake ability.
Nice.
So.
I went to actually take the blow
Mhm.
to give him the shot, but
Doesn't
it was
even-
blocked.
He, as you come up, you try to take it. He speeds
I
past
basically
you, takes
blocks
it,
the blow.
blocks it,
When I
wraps,
come in,
and then
and
you come in.
I come down on the arm. I take the arm.
Go ahead.
Awesome.
You went one way,
8
I
natural.
went the other.
8 natural. You see that this thing takes over 20 to be able to.
Yes, I
hit the
found that
thing.
out.
So, and he literally takes an aim blow for the thing. And as it does that, you roll 20-sided.
Fun time.
14.
As you see Garion goes past you, because literally as this thing goes out
it.
there,
As
you
I-
hold it, he holds it, so when it pulls back the whip,
I'm taking
there
it.
goes Garion with it, as he goes with it. Because this thing is a 20 strength.
As I
And
missed,
Garion holds it with Glambering and he pulls the thing back.
as I
I
missed the
go in on the
blow,
open, if it comes back like this, I come in right on its open flank.
as I missed the blow, I drive my
By the way,
shoulder into
I
it.
make you guys, almost all of you have special abilities on these things. You have to remind me, you have to tell me you're using a
I
special
am
ability.
reading some of this.
Yes,
shit.
I know, it's like-
Jesus,
Yes.
I did not realize the powerhouse of all that.
Yes.
As-
19 natural.
All this
19 natural?
freaking beast in battle.
I don't have any.
Yeah.
As I missed the
Plus
blow, I
five,
Awesome,
drive
right?
plus
my
five,
shoulder into it.
Plus 15, plus 15. And he
Okay.
has abilities against exactly shit like that.
You see
What
that-
damage it rolls?
What damage do you roll?
Oh my god.
Magog? Oh,
My god. My
Magog.
god.
Roll percentage.
My god.
As
26.
Alright.
So I've actually, when I designed this thing, so that thing, actually,
I can't even read all that.
actually,
I think this is
a
right.
19
But-
natural.
I'm supposed to have right.
Yeah, and what, you look at all that stuff, and you see, but he can do nothing else.
I had never, because of that
No, he's
did
the
what
one trick
it
pony.
did
He's just, oh my God. that.
Yes, he is.
to Glauron, that actually I didn't put down, that axe became a dragon slayer.
Oh.
Because of what it did, or a dragon bane because of what it did to Glauron. And that ability would follow over to this, so you would get double damage on it. Now, it does, you get, die,
You used one, right?
oh, you get, no, you, okay, you would automatically have a Dwarven Crusade
Okay,
on this,
We're already supposed to.
okay?
that's what I was asking.
So, what you can do is
So
this.
wait, does that hit? Oh, that was a 20 without the minuses, right?
So,
Okay.
first of
After the
all,
mi- after
first
the
of all,
minuses,
you
it was
can
a
roll
20.
a Dwarven
But I need
Crusade.
So
more
that
than
would've been
20.
+2, plus
No,
two.
no,
So
No,
it would've been
no,
22.
it's,
It's foresight,
it's,
everybody, and everybody.
His
It's
final
damage.
would've been 22.
Ah,
It's a
yeah,
damage.
Damage only.
number one, it's damage.
Five.
Number two, you can roll an 8-sided, not a 4-sided.
Oh my God. Well, it's less of a chance of a double.
Because you
Yeah.
guys are,
Gives a fuck.
Okay,
Thank you, Bob. I mean,
4.
but after I miss it with the envelope, I drive my shoulder.
Sean, roll an 8
your
side.
shoulder doesn't.
Seven.
Yes.
7.
3.
Didn't I make an 8 automatic?
Okay, hold on. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Nice,
Yeah.
you're playing to an inside
The only
straight.
one that counts is 7.
7 is the only one that counts.
We'll take 7.
So you
plus
get the
7
higher
damage.
of the percentage rolls for it, and you hit this thing, your blow becomes a minor critical hit when you hit the thing. You hit the arm on it, and you do double dice on the damage. In your case, you're using a die 20, so you can roll 2 die 20 on damage on this.
Actually,
16
what
and
was
19.
24?
Oh,
baby.
35.
Bonus to
35.
hit,
35 plus your damage.
Plus
What?
your
bonus
damage.
to hit,
Oh,
It's a bonus to hit?
not damage.
That
That's
was-
per-
Oh.
Rules of 7.
plus 12. I didn't say it was strength of Mahal.
So that
Just
means
say.
my
Foil.
20.
Really? It's
So
not
that means my 20 would have been.
No, don't put
27.
my own
This would be
rules in my
strength of
face.
Mahal moment.
So that
27.
means I would have had a 22. Right?
27.
You got 27.
27.
Stop doing
So I
that.
would have hit him.
Remember
No, it was
your-
afterwards. After, you got the blessing afterwards.
27.
Hey, yeah, we got it.
No,
down.
you said automatically have a crusade. We didn't get the
Automatically
blessing
afterwards.
Mind.
It
I'll
came
roll my
automatically
percentage.
afterwards. After you hit it, you're like, oh yeah. Hey, Mahal was having a beer,
Okay,
okay?
checking your GM experience.
Oh.
For recovery.
45, 53.
53?
On the arm.
That's almost as much damage as you did with your crossbow before. You're slow.
No, he did 90.
I know.
Yeah.
Like I
He said
said,
almost.
Well, that was triple though. That was.
Yeah. But anyway, we follow up.
Yeah, right, but you
I don't give a damn, I'm following up.
just let me know.
roll
when I have an
percentage,
opening.
and on a straight roll, see if you can beat. If you can beat a 53, you cripple it. If you can double
Come
low over the 53, you take off that
Come
part
on.
of the arm.
16.
You see that you hurt.
I follow up.
Ow.
You see that, but when
I follow up. I
that
don't give it a
axe
chance
hits
to
it,
think.
when that axe hits it, I mean, this thing gets hurt like it has not felt hurt in an age
Ain't
or
giving
two.
it a chance to think.
Literally, as you hit it, and
Whatever.
the thing gets driven back.
I drive
a
it
little
back
bit.
even further.
You roll 27,
Double-handed.
and the rest of you roll.
3.
Roll again.
17.
No. This is a saving throw because this
15.
guy, once he gets hit and takes damage, something exerts out at all of you, and literally you guys get hit by something that tries to freeze all of you. Its chances are, considering the fury that you guys are in, it is small, but
My son's at risk here.
Well, it's even more.
But it could also
Add
affect the
seven,
other
so it's
people
actually
that are
60.
here.
Physical or mental?
This is physical.
Then add the Dwarven Crusade. It's
17
actually
now.
60, not 53, because I didn't add the 7 that we got with the Dwarven Crusade.
No, it's, we don't. It's not damage. It's
That was
the hit.
Ah.
Oh, it's the hit?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's good to know.
Man.
So what were your rolls?
Three.
You rolled a 3?
6.
You actually get slowed down.
15.
15?
14.
17.
7 minutes.
Your roll was for this guy. This thing that you drank is actually helping you keep up because you can't Christina, but this thing could literally, this thing in what it's doing could potentially kill you just as a side effect. Because it is throwing at everything it can to fight them off. The dwarves are okay, but you and her are in danger from what is going on. You get slowed down. Browen actually gets slowed down a little bit by this thing as it goes back because it hits you with like a wave of ice. Garion has not hit the ground yet as this thing pulls back and he is trying to slam you against a wall. You've hit it and hurt the thing as you've got a chance to be able to try to come in on it, and you follow up on it as well.
I
I
have,
do.
oh my god, ability.
How'd you get so much faster than me?
Since
I
I
was right on top
moved,
of
people
it.
moved in, I'll move around. If it takes more time, I mean,
I'm
He
taller
is
than you.
him 8 foot tall. You're not going to be. You're going to have trouble sleep. You're
I'm
going
right
to get
at
up
midriff.
at
It's
its
ghost right now,
I don't wanna
I'm
be
right
headed,
at
I
its
just wanna hit the
midriff.
head.
which is
what?
I don't wanna be headed, I wanna hit the head.
You're not going to be able to hit the head because its head is nowhere near.
Yeah, but
you.
he's
6
not a
feet tall.
dwarf.
No, well,
He's
no.
He
6
is
feet
a
tall.
dwarf. He's playing old.
He's playing-
Oh, right.
Damn.
I leap.
Reach.
You are not going to. You are not going to.
He climbs over my
that
back.
high.
It's a two-handed axe. It's
You
not-
are not going to
it's
be able
not
to
a-
jump up and hit
it's a-
something that is not.
It's,
I
he's 4
understand.
feet tall.
Okay, you
His
can
arms
do
are
that.
2 feet.
This thing's armor
There's a
class. You want to
3 foot
take the
tall
additional
shaft.
minuses to be
I
able
wanna
to do
take
that.
that, David.
Okay, go ahead.
Yes.
Let's look at the
I can
logic
see
here. He's 4
Jeff
foot
doing
tall,
that.
so that
Yeah.
means his shoulder is about
See,
3 and a
without
half.
even
That's
trying to-
why
Go
I
ahead.
was doing it
Just
the
go ahead.
shadow.
Just
I
2 and a
see
half
how
feet
this
long.
character is made up, and
That's
it's
6
like,
feet.
yeah, okay.
He's only got to jump 2 feet high.
Plus 7.
Minus 8,
Plus 7.
right? So
Yes,
minus 1.
minus 12.
Plus
Minus
7.
12, so plus, so minus
5.
5,
Right.
31. Do you have any idea what his pluses are? And he gets an additional plus 4 against this fucking thing. Because of the axe. And
What?
nipples.
31.
I rolled a 17.
31.
17 I rolled.
Olis was a freak.
Power.
Yeah.
Yes.
Roll.
In combat he was La Machine.
Yes.
Roll percentage.
Come on.
La Machine.
It goes.
He's not supposed to get that high.
68.
Nice.
Plus your-
70, 80.
Plus 7.
Wait a minute. I rolled a 17 natural. That triggers an effect of the whatever.
Oh, the
On
axe.
7 and 17s, I do PvP. Hold on.
You're the one that wrote it
I
all.
regain stamina on damage, and I can because he drains. Remember?
Oh, that's right. Oh, God.
Because of the thing, and on a 7 or a 17, the PvP
Oh, let's come
stored
back.
in up to whatever.
Yes, part demon.
Regains an all type additional. Basically, yeah, he heals.
You gain stuff back.
He gains
Yeah.
strength. He
He's
gains
a-
strength from the things he
He's
kills.
a
Alright.
ghost. Let's
But
not
you
worry
rolled a
about what he's
68
draining.
plus your pluses.
82. Hold on, 82. 86.
Plus your 7.
No, that doesn't hold.
Right, because
Well,
that was
it's
in the
That's
hit,
only to
not
hit.
the damage.
Yeah, that's what you add to your percentage.
So
Yeah,
93.
that's true. You can hit
93.
Okay,
3%.
93.
I think that might hit.
Roll damage.
It's gonna hurt.
Oh, Jesus.
Now,
That was to the head.
it's minus 15 off the damage.
Sure,
So,
that's fine. So
at a
that,
minus
that
8.
negates its plus.
Oh,
So it's just a straight up roll.
to the head.
I can't make this up.
Just roll. What?
12
No, he's making sure. He's
It's a 12 side. 2-handed is 12 sided with our
Yes,
axes.
so,
Unless it's a great axe.
no, it's a
No,
battle
it's a-
axe,
Battle axe, it's like 12.
but it's a
No,
named
he's
battle
using a
axe.
war axe. It's a heavy single-handed axe.
So it's a 12 sided?
it's 16 4-sided.
It looks like it's not bad, but, so minus, I rolled an 8. You
15.
figure it out, and he has plus 4 to damage.
12 plus the axe.
But what's your normal?
What's
Just do normal
the
damage.
pluses?
Just do normal
Oh,
damage.
normal plus, 27.
You hit it
So
in the
12.
face.
You
It
get
is a
12
it is
PvP.
a demon. You do 12 PBT. You see that as you go up there, you get bat it off after you hit the thing, but you
That's
hit the
fine.
thing in
I'm
the
following
face,
up.
and you drive the thing back, and as you use it, you stun it.
I'll take a shot, or give it a shot.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I just absorb some of its energy, whatever it damages it to me.
As it gets driven
Wow.
back, I just come.
So you get knocked off to the side for 22,
Yeah, whatever.
which is ridiculous, yeah. And because you're a ghost, you actually only take half of that damage. So you literally go off to the side,
I'm
and
behind
then
it.
and then because of what you are, you actually probably gain more than that back. So you hit the ground, land feeling better than when you took off.
Fucking ridiculous. God.
And you
If I get around behind it, it starts stumbling back. I take
well,
out
as it goes back
feet.
and you're coming behind it, you, because
I'm
you're
in
still
front
in
of
front of it, get a chance to follow up and get another swing at it. What do? Now, because this thing goes back and gets hit in the head, it gets stunned, so this gives you a chance to set up a swing at it.
I
I
did it in the
Like I
belly.
say, I'll take a leg off. I'll
Okay.
take it off because he's too.
Wow.
it's so
What is this,
casual.
turkey? Yeah, really. First age demon, I take a leg.
Butcher
Is it
time!
any of the abilities?
Oh my God, I didn't even read this.
Yeah.
Okay.
At my house.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, this was.
Oh, you can.
Mahals.
He's got a cloak. that-
Strength.
So you're Mahals?
Oh, really?
So you're calling on the strength of Mahal.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Mahal.
So he goes 18-0-0
Oh
strength.
shit, no, my percentage was over, because he gets
Eight.
double high.
God.
16, that's 24, 31, minus
That's right,
8.
You did 68,
is
so it would have been
86.
86, so it would have
You
been.
actually,
20.
because it's stunned,
Difference of 18.
you get another couple of
So it's
pluses.
100.
You hit it.
25.
You can roll percentage, you will get a double high.
Because you were 93, so.
Okay.
No,
He's not double.
yeah, with 100.
So he's an 8,
At least an 8.
84,
Plus
that's over,
That's
over
over
100.
0, 0.
well over 100.
Roll damage. You're like,
10 and 12. So
Roll
that's
10 again.
22,
22 plus.
plus 18.
No, no, no,
30,
it was a
40,
No, that's not a 20.
That's 30.
That's
It's a
a,
10.
No, 40,
no,
that's
it's
40.
so that's 20.
That's 40,
Oh, I thought it was 2 10s.
that's 40,
Oh,
That's it.
that's
40.
40.
yeah, that's impressive.
40.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see that this one, roll, what was your natural
I
roll?
feel so
It was an 8.
An
inadequate.
8.
And I'm
Roll
getting
again.
well
See if you can roll a
Hammer time.
plus 7.
10.
No, no, I mean, all this time.
You would roll
as a
the-
human
You
running
rolled a
around
13, you
fuckers.
might have actually taken off the leg, because it would have
I'm
critical
second
on it.
best in like
But
every
you-
ability I have.
Damage.
You actually,
If I wasn't with you folks, if you
what was your
guys didn't
what was
have
your
the
damage?
What do you
armor,
mean? It was
It
a
was
critical.
40.
No.
I would be
I'm talking about on a
As
certain
good
dice
as
roll. You rolled 40,
in a lot of things that's
Roll
better than them
percentage.
in a lot.
roll a
Really
60,
good without the
or
armor,
better you
So
want.
which
I think
would
that's-
be 2 really
69.
good scouts.
You see-
Would do it.
You see that
I
this
never had
time
to do
you
it
cripple
because
its
you
leg.
would, it was guaranteed.
When you come in and you hit the
Ninja
thing,
and super scouts.
this
That's all I
time
gotta
you
do.
cripple it, and as it goes
You know
down,
what you have,
you
and
see
don't-
that
Rapid fire.
as it goes down, it
As
gets
it goes
taken on
down,
one
just
knee.
like rolling, it falls right on me.
Boom.
Not at the
It falls right on you. This time,
And sit back behind this.
roll 20 sides.
And
Double-handed smoke.
And it was great.
It's that
14.
It's that perfect opportunity.
Unfortunately, you don't play Mike's character very well. It doesn't fall on you. You get out of the way,
Double-handed smoke.
and you get a chance to. No, actually, the most important thing that you do is this. As you go to swing it, you miss, and you hit Dean's character.
It was all the way up in the air somehow.
Double-handed smoke.
Yeah, but at least I have my helm on this time.
Well, he's
26.
definitely down to your size now.
You hit it. Roll damage.
I mean,
This
take
right
it out
hammer.
Hey,
What?
It was
he's got
You're
people
just
down to the knee,
watching
so
this shit as you guys just take this thing apart.
2
and
die
just
8.
goes,
Okay.
what do I even need here for?
You're gonna be like that.
I got glaring, I'm like,
Square.
20.
let these guys.
What's that?
It's double-handed smoke, so that's time and a half.
Mm-hmm.
So 30.
And roll 20 sides.
Well, the beauty of it is, since it goes down, I'm sure that, I'm gonna be put on the ground.
Yes.
Nice and
You
easy.
finally-
casual.
Nice and easy.
Yeah, it's a 4. Not as easy as I thought.
You know what? Garion hits the ground hard and going, I don't know what, and then he looks through his eyes and he realizes, oh, now I know who's flying. As he hits the ground hard, he's like, now I get what's going on.
No, he opens his eyes and all he could see is Bryce there kneeling.
And what's worse, he tries to land on you and misses.
I follow up, I'm
Well,
I'm not stopping, he's
I
threatening my
will,
son.
I'll go with the drop.
He's throwing,
You see
He's got
that as he goes down,
This
if this
thing-
was Garion would land and use his acrobatics and not go down. This thing goes down,
Rowan
he
will
follows
save
he
you.
follows up. When you guys come, you converge all five of you.
Well,
You've hit him once and from 5 different directions.
Yes.
Like, I'm not gonna need it.
Pound it into ice cubes and serve drinks.
are you kidding, this is gonna be like
Margaritas for everybody.
layered. This is gonna be paper thin, it's,
Frosted margaritas for everybody.
Remember, it's his son he's protecting.
yes.
Frosted-
I said,
I
don't
could
hit
see-
my son.
Don't
Stay away
you
from
ever
me.
Sean.
Sean, and you're not even drinking that much this time. Stop it.
Anyway.
You see that
I kept saying Jerris all night, but I should have said Sean.
You see that the fight, this thing goes down in for what it was, a surprisingly quick time as the 5 of you stand over it and just beat it down with characters and weapons out of antiquity.
I'm trying to pull Mike line out of my
Don't.
head. I just can't
Please don't.
step forward and say something.
I've killed less things for less.
Very inappropriate.
It's laying on the ground, instead
And
of doing
very
this,
braggadocious.
you go, I wanna do like a golf swing with 3 people right next to him. And then roll that 1 and take out all 3 of us.
I kill them all.
Kill them all.
Oh, Steve,
Yes,
where is he?
I just turned to my son.
he is amongst the dwarves.
Not for long.
You see that as it dies, as this thing dies, you get a chance to turn.
I turned to my son.
You turn around and you see, as you do, Ari gets a chance to turn and look at the dwarf as well. Garion gets a chance to turn and look, and you look up and you kept your eyes from this. And all of you had your eyes down as you felt these spirits, the spirits of Mahal released. And there is this fire and fury. And
Flash of lightning sound.
you hear and feel these lights. But dwarves do not believe in ghosts. And
They're not spirits.
you don't see the spirits. You don't watch the spirits. You feel them. But you keep your heads down and you hear all of this. You feel someone come past you. You feel as if someone touches you. An old familiar feeling.
Right.
And you, Kalen, feel an old friend come by one last time as well.
I feel that thorn in my side. Sorry.
And although there are no words spoken, there is that last goodbyes, that feeling of having completed what needs to have been done, the last things that have been done for all of you. And when you open your eyes, it is done. You see that, you see that the pool of gold around you drains and goes. What has happened down below, this fire and fury, you and your friend were encased in something that kept you away from this. I mean, the whole chamber that you're in, it looks like you had a flash snowstorm around you. And there is hoarfrost around, like burn marks in the snow all around you that has come. And you take a look at it, and the frost feels, I mean, it is almost painful to imagine the frost that came through on people, even the dwarves, that are here, their beards look like they have been flash frozen. Okay? And as you open your eyes, Jairus, you feel that your father has made one last visit and come and gone. As you open your eyes, you think of him.
Also feel one last embrace from him.
You feel one last embrace, and you see he has left you something. You see he has left you his hammer. And your hammer is gone, and a new one has been left with you, his hammer. And the father has left his son something more to remember him than the memories that you have.
The hug is more.
And as the gold drains away, you see that with everything that has happened here, the battle, the screech, the cry, the Uruk have been routed from this place because of the destruction, the death of the demon, and what has happened up here. They have been scattered. Although, how many of them have died and how many of them will just flee, but the confusion and everything that has happened. Because what happened in this area is one thing, but what happened elsewhere, outside, has appearances that the rest of them will not. You will hear stories of what appeared to be some massive storm, a feeling of crashing of mountains and earthquakes and the earth shaking. You get a chance to meet with the surviving miners that are here. The 6 that had survived this place.
I picked one of my best friends.
And as you walk down, you see that these, of the pools,
Point of order. The
Yeah.
same thought I had on that end is the first thought I have on this one. Where is he?
there is also, actually, you don't,
Because
You-
if that one closes his eyes looking at him, I open my eyes looking for him.
you don't see him around right now.
Aspects. He did not hide. He has to be not here.
He is not physically here right now. When you take a look at the pools and the steam baths down there,
All right.
you see that the
You may
gold
proceed.
comes into the pools, and you all, when you walk out and you take a look at the pools and the steams, and you see that most of them now have various colors to them. And you see that there are
It
6
kinda went into
pools,
the-
each one of them has got a color, but you see one of them, they are, the outer pools have each one of the colors that you recognize, but the center pool has a color that looks a little bit deeper and a little bit bolder. And as you stare at it, you look at it, you see a golden pool in the center, and as you stare at it, you look at it, and you have never seen this gold color. But as you look at it even deeper and deeper and deeper, you see something seemingly in the depths of it. There is a light that seems to come from the deepest part of it, as if one single light comes from it. One single white light. And you see something as if something is being created, as if the heart of the mountain is being created.
The architect.
Wow.
And you have brought together something that will change the dwarves.
I sing the Dwarven victory song.
And
That's it.
you have won a great victory for the dwarves.
So this reminds me of a little funny, it's funny comedy scene, Ocean's 11. We're all standing,
Oh, by
looking
the
at the
pool.
balcony.
Looking at the fountain.
We're all standing, all right.
And
And then once,
each
one
one
by one, they walk away.
Yes, you're welcome.
Oh, yeah.
Arrange for that?
Created the Arkan stone.
Yes, you help create the Arkan stone, you help prevent Durag from creating.
So basically,
a
the
kingdom.
stone of my vision
Yeah.
is now in
Yes.
creation.
Yes.
Very cool.
It is in the
But-
process of being created. The
Durag
golden
is-
armor was never armor, it was the Arkan
Yep.
stone.
It
The
was-
armor, that which would bring together and rule all, will be the Arkan stone.
I believe, somebody I know called it the fourth Silmaril.
Actually, you foresaw finding a gem, and that is that fourth
Yep.
Cimmeril.
See?
So it's mine.
Yeah.
There's, yes, you're right.
Good luck with that.
Now, this character would know it, but those pools are almost the same setup as the pools in the Earthen Hall.
Ah, yes.
They were, and
Sing the Dwarven Victory Song, which everybody else knows the words to.
You do?
Durag, by the way,
Except for-
saw this as a place where he could attempt to set up his own kingdom that would rival Dol Guldur. That's what he wanted to do. And Caladhrin wanted him dead. He was a rival to Dol Guldur and actually even a rival to Kamor.
Yeah.
So although it benefits the dark side in some ways, his death, it also certainly benefits the light side, because what he could have created up here, if he was able to get that armor,
Right.
he could have used it to create something
Well, he would, this elf, what's his name?
Caladhrin.
Was probably on the verge of saying, I might be able to set myself up here, huh?
Well,
He does not want
Yeah,
that
this,
type of attention.
Really?
As somebody else said, he would rather come out of a zero sum than have him win completely. And if he set himself up here, he knew he would have been invaded by Kamul and
Oh, okay.
everything else.
Right.
Or what's worse, understand, Durag felt he could
He likes
stand
his,
up.
he likes his situation?
Durag felt he could have stood up even against Sauron.
Wow. That's.
Durag served Morgoth.
yeah.
Durag
Well,
was,
He's a contemporary
Durag
of
was,
fucking.
was
Sauron.
almost a Balrog.
Yeah. He's a
He
contemporary. of
was a
freaking,
different form of that.
Mhm.
Wow.
First stage fucking demon.
Yes, so,
He was
by the way,
he was a
I only have
children
one
card.
orange
Yeah, we
sheet. There are two other orange sheets out.
Oops.
There's an Ari and a,
Can you, yeah.
actually, there's only one other out there, I think.
This is one.
That's why,
It was funny, it was fun
Answer your
doing
question.
these.
Jarvis is just,
I was close.
I was just glad I got a hug with my father. One last.
That would be correct.
I mean, it's amazing to have
Yes, it
the
is.
hammer, but
Long and distant.
Something that was set in motion years,
Seen much.
Generations.
years ago.
and the
I
thing
know
is,
that amongst
Jarvis right now is so involved in
You
the
don't-
emotions of
you
being
don't
with his
forget-
father.
your
He's not even looking at the hammer
commitment
yet.
to this.
Yeah.
When he starts looking at the hammer, and
Being
because
low amongst us.
Bryce actually told me a little bit about how it had been forged and who was involved in it. So it was like,
You suffered to be here.
when Jarvis finally gets a chance to look at this and realize,
You have saved the dwarven life,
but it's just, I mean, the welling up
and you
It's awesome.
of
coming here was
Rowan
not
and
easy.
Jarvis getting that moment.
Was not
Oh, by the way, I
easy.
don't know if you saw this. Ari?
You've survived it.
Oh, yeah, I looked at, yeah, I saw that one.
Yes, you
I couldn't
are.
understand that
Something
one.
that
Your growth
few
is-
humans
Jarvis's growth
can
is,
ever say that they
Jarvis
have.
has not seen his father
Or will.
for a long
Yeah.
time. And to see him in that moment, in that glory.
Alright.
You will be remembered by us.
I don't know about all y'all, but I'm going on vacation. I'm going home.
That was fun, Babs.
Thank you, Bob.
I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna see
Oh,
my
you're
wife.
human again.
Welcome.
That's right, you're
Oh
alive.
my God, did it take a
Okay,
lot
see
of
my
planning, a
wife.
lot of characters,
You're not
Yeah.
dead
a lot
anymore.
of NPCs, a lot of
Write me
design
letters.
here. This was,
What will
this
you
is
all
the,
do?
this is the main map that I
Like I
was
said,
working with.
I'm going home.
The
humans
NPCs,
not dead
you will
anymore.
meet, there are 7 dwarves
I'm
that
on
survived.
vacation.
Each one
He's
of them,
not
they
dead
call
anymore.
themselves
If
the
you need
Broken.
me, write
Each one of them
letters,
is missing.
and good luck with that.
Nails,
The mail
Spike,
service around here isn't so good.
Tinker, who's also, each one of them's got like more than one name, none of them call themselves by
What do we
name.
do from
They're
here?
only miners, they were trapped in a cave
Send me a
when the
postcard.
orcs thought that they had
Yeah,
killed
that's
all
not
of them,
gonna
they dug themselves
But you
out,
know, we should
everybody
go with the
lost
planets, but I'm
something.
going home.
Right.
Let us see
And,
what this place has.
Where is home for you?
We're here.
And they have survived,
Or-
no,
Well,
actually,
it's-
some of them will stay
So
here,
they're
but some of them are
finished cleaning this place
so
out?
close to,
Maybe we
I mean,
should
between
just
going
today.
insane, their health,
Sure,
they've been
that'll
hanging
go over real
on.
well here, right?
At least part of the way.
Hmm?
They
We
gotta
should-
be the seed.
They're going to try, but some of them, look, Nails is on the way down, because literally, that nail is about to kill him, he's so sick. There is getting to be less and less
Pick, are you ready to
every
handle it?
day.
With nails and
Left
we
on
drove
him.
other freaking
I had
instruments
the
of torture
names
names
of the
and
rest
so
of
on.
them. Tinker
Get us all killed
is
up.
actually brilliant, a brilliant inventor.
Pliers, ratchet.
So they'll be all
fucking-
Tinker?
Tinker.
Oh, yeah.
Ziggy.
I'm gonna have so much fun
Ziggy,
with
Tinker.
Ziggy, by the way,
Ziggy
Ziggy
and
lost
Nails and-
most of his
I don't
hands,
know if we have
and they were crushed.
armor or
And
if
he's
we
called
don't have
Ziggy
one.
for silver. He had to remake, he lost 7 of his 10 fingers,
am
and he
going
had
to
to
be-
rebuild his hands.
No, the essence.
I'm,
So basically, eighth grade shop teacher.
But,
Eighth grade woodshop
no,
teacher.
it's,
I think.
and he becomes somebody who builds these things.
What,
Jarrus
Are we
is going
armorless
to
now?
be,
Yes.
I'm butt naked. I
What's
don't
that?
play
We are
back.
armorless now,
I'm
right?
sitting here in my pajamas.
You are, well, okay, you have
Yes.
armor.
Huh?
but
The elemental portion is gone. You have dwarven armor.
Or whatever that is.
The armor is back down to good quality +2 armor.
Okay.
You have
It's
physical
not
armor.
blue, it's just
Right.
studded,
It is
dwarven
dwarven
rated
armor.
studded leather plus 2.
Now,
Whatever
you
the
may
fuck
have
that is.
some
Mine is red.
Residual.
residual.
Mine is red.
You have some, I painted red. You have some, you may have some
can help
residual.
Is there
with that.
color to it
I'm not
still, or?
You could make
There's a
color
hue.
to it.
I mean,
Yeah.
mine is already silver, cause most of the time male is silver, so hey,
Mine's
mine
gray.
keeps its color at least.
Mine will be blue on the inside.
mine is its natural.
Camouflage is a thing.
But
So-
I am
So what do
going
we
to
put
Jarrus.
down for that, like,
For what?
for the whole experience?
Defeat
Let's
Durag.
see. Defeat Durag, save
That's what I pictured.
Erebor,
Went to Erebor, fulfilled the
That's a
destiny.
man.
fulfill the destiny,
Bottom
Destroyed
part.
the
Of the
ark.
earthen
Three.
birth.
The Arkenstone.
birth of the Ark and Savior.
Yeah.
Aided in the creation of the Arkenstone
Yeah.
and the cleansing of Erebor.
Yes,
That's kind of, kind of minor.
defeated.
Defeated
Durag.
Defeated Durag.
By the way,
Yeah.
in history, in Middle Earth history, Durag was killed by a group including Caladrian. I just decided to have you guys do it.
Who was-
Durag tried to take over.
Who was with
Your
Caladrian in
name
the
will
book?
be restored.
Well, not in the books. It was in
Yeah.
Merc. It was actually part of. They actually had somebody in. He tried taking over Dal Guldur when Kamul was out. I decided to have you guys do it. But Caladrian was part of the group that did it. I'm like, there was a argument. The men that were with him, he has men from Dale and Lake Town that he
If you need to decipher my name.
charmed and
Yeah.
or impressed, but he had one of the Grimbaras, which are the Rangers
My
of
father-
Dal
sorry,
Guldur.
but not-
He has one of the badass with him.
Sticking with us.
The others are all
Badass.
expendable.
We have not had.
He's already gone by now.
From many.
Oh, he will come back to collect. He will come meet with somebody. Because he does want that one.
And you are
You have done something for him, but he does expect,
Payment.
worthy of a reward.
yes,
We'll
he
make
does
sure that
expect
get
you guys to come for that one
There's
aspect
some
of it.
things here.
The dwarves owe him.
No, we don't. We never made a deal
We
with
never
him.
made a deal.
Oh, really? Okay.
Last thing we said was, we're considering your offer.
Yep. We never made a deal with him.
Sorry, he misunderstood.
Pick got us through. Whether he sent Pick or not, without a deal confirmed.
Well,
What's, how do you spell you,
Oh, good.
Walvin?
listen,
Who?
Good.
Walvin?
Pick.
You,
Good. Pick a
You-
fight
I
with
am-
Caladrian.
I am like,
A,
I am
No.
so intrigued by
Wait.
Pick and Nails and Taint.
well,
spike, and
Oh,
yes,
man,
tank,
I'm
yes.
going to be like learning from them and hopefully revising.
Yeah,
some.
I mean, the problem was I had so many things
No,
going
no,
on there to
that's
try to
good.
give you
Yeah.
time.
Oh, I know.
I
Well,
love,
there's
when
no
the
way.
idea
Oh, I
of them
killed two
came
orcs.
to me,
Okay,
of
you
all
mentioned-
these
Oh, two
broken
regular
dwarves.
And unfortunately, Jairus
There were just
fits
two regular
right.
orcs, right?
I'm
With
done.
the 2 for 1 shot?
What's that?
Or just regular
Yeah,
orcs?
it's
No, these are black orcs of
Oh,
Erebor.
I didn't get any.
I didn't even put any.
These are orcs of Erebor, these
I
guys
hit a
are,
couple of
Yeah,
them.
I didn't bother with the small
I didn't
fish.
bother.
I just blew through them. I was making way
I
for
didn't
you
kill
guys.
anything.
I was trying to avoid them getting through.
That was my typical, you know,
Alright,
kinda
like I
useless.
said, I'm on vacation.
Yeah,
Steve,
you
Yeah.
are.
if
I got people where they need to go.
before I
I
forget,
did my job.
by the way, what level Julie?
13th, I think.
Do I get a, really?
You're 13th?
Do I get a
Yes,
check in my crossbow?
What level are you?
Um,
Trying to keep track.
I have to
7,
check
8,
it.
9, 10, 11, 12.
I would really like to know what level of the characters did this.
I'm 7.
11.
So confirm that, please. 13, 12, 11.
7.
Excuse me. Said excuse me.
Do I get a check on my crossbow?
Excuse me.
No,
No?
yes, you may.
No,
you
yes.
No, no.
It's either that or a level.
Make
You
them right.
choose.
Alright, so.
I'm gonna put a check in.
Okay.
Glandry.
1, 2, 3,
Sure.
I got 5 checks on my crossbow.
I think I might have done a little bit.
Alright, so defeated Durag.
Yes, D-U-R-O-G.
Defeated?
Yes, 13.
No, defeated? He got freaking destroyed. He didn't get defeated. He got
Pummeled.
smashed into
Yeah.
dust.
What did I put down? I will put down.
I will have to take a look at it for you guys that are over 10th. There is a very high chance that you guys may levels.
Wow.
But 13th, 12th, and 11th is a lot. As a matter of fact, you probably want to give me your character and or experience so that I can look at it.
I just made a level.
So did I.
So,
Then that's gonna be worth a lot. Let's put it this way, you're going to get a lot of experience. What level are you?
7.
You can put down that you made a level.
Seven.
You underneath it,
You
you
might have
definitely
made it
did.
regularly. I think you might
You
be close
definitely
to
made
it.
it.
Well,
You definitely
considering
made
it,
it.
yeah.
You might have to take a look to see if you didn't make
Well,
ninth.
Make it or not,
That's not a lot.
that is one of those transformative
Yes.
times.
And I'm
that
transforming into
You
a
know
I
what?
consider myself
You're
one
right.
level
I agree with you.
higher anyway. It doesn't-
I will, you know what?
I'm
I
transforming
will give
into a
you-
hermit.
For the dwarves,
I'm going home.
I will give you a level.
Right?
You have, except for people who have zipped up their bag. For helping save Erebor and create the Arkenstone, I would say, and sacrificing the armor, I would say if that is not transformative,
Yeah,
I don't
that
know
is
what
one
is.
of those things where you fulfill.
I'm sorry, I got more level,
We
I got
We
more points.
could
for this.
almost all
and
retire
Jairus,
our
you could
characters
actually
right
get
now. This
2
is-
levels.
It's kind of
Jairus can get 2
almost
levels out of this.
equivalent
You,
when we
Billy
returned
Ann,
the
can
spear
get another
Elrond.
level for experience in
One of
this.
those transformers.
So you've made 2 levels tonight, and Mike, you may make 1 level because you're a sucker.
I made it anyway.
One
Okay,
thing
so there you go.
I want to make sure
Yes.
is that, Caleb, will you be documenting this whole thing? I mean, we will need to get it documented, written down. Raylan is included, his name is
Yeah.
included in his family
The
name.
Chronicles
Yeah.
of the Earthen,
And he will be
Halls.
provided with
the Earthen Hall Chronicles.
dwarven
JG ain't got
armor
nothing on this.
and weapon if he needs, whatever is not a family heirloom. You know, he will be provided with.
You're gonna
a
be mad
full
it's not
set
bad.
of-
Make it worth a song. Make
He
it worth,
will not be
14
honored with
songs.
dwarf friend,
make,
but
make it the Chronic,
he will be
Everything
included in the
else.
part
stories.
7.
He might,
He's stepped up a level. He's
One of
getting,
the
getting
things-
up
Yeah.
there.
One of the
Now,
things
Frank,
that
he's
he
a buddy?
did do was, I mean, he wanted to do was restore his family name, and
Oh,
as far as
Well,
we're
he also
concerned,
now knows that one of his family members wasn't. Oh boy, when
Does
you
he?
take, wait
Does
till
he?
you
Did
bring
he ever
that
know?
home. It's like,
Well,
his
he
uncle
did
is
save
what?
Olus's life
Hey,
that I did witness.
Dad, you know your brother?
When Olus was down, the orc was coming up behind him to go kill
Well,
him.
how,
He
what,
jumped
how
in
are
the
we
way.
related?
No.
Was he adopted?
That's one of those things that I.
Listen, and it's
Yeah,
not
you gotta-
easy.
Yeah,
You and him need to
you
sit
went
down
through a
and,
little bit of a
Was your brother adopted?
life-changing.
I have a lot of questions when I get home.
You got questions.
Dad, I
Dad,
don't understand.
I
Who
have
was mom
questions.
and dad? Who was grandma and grandpa?
Why?
Who am I grandpa and
Who am
grandpa?
I?
Where am I? And huh? What? Because when he said that, I was like, because the whole character just went, oh,
Oops.
By the way, Kate,
nothing means anything anymore. It's like-
a story
it's like,
about
everything I know is not real. Blank slate. Fuck.
Yep.
That's awesome. I love it. Playing that
Damn.
is just fun. That's how I was like. That's just good.
Go ahead.
you.
I give you permission.
Thank you. No, we'll talk about it next time.
That's it, just leave us hanging.
Yes, I will.
No.
Um,
Stay.
I'm gonna take this opportunity to bug out and say, I get the hour.
Hold on.
Can I get a ride with you?
Alright.
One last little piece of
Business.
business.
Hold on, how many
We
ones
played
did
on
we
the
roll?
third and we played on the fourth.
Oh.
That's the seventh. That's seven. I'm adding a check.
Today's
We have
the
another
fourth.
blessing.
There you go, what do we use it for?
Erebor?
No, no.
Erebor.
Skills.
We
Use
use
it
the
for
app.
Erebor.
Nah, you're getting levels out of this. You're getting levels out of this.
I was waiting for that one. I was like, we played on the third, we played on the
Use it
fourth.
for
Because you
Erebor.
made it a thing that we didn't name the date last
I
time.
like
was
the
like,
fact,
oh,
I
remember
like,
it.
I
This
like that
is
you
the
had
blessing.
this key disappear. Because we know it will soon,
Yeah,
come
well,
up
no,
again
not
sometime.
soon.
That was really good. I was like,
Disappear.
Not
like, if the
soon.
key, it is like, it disappears with the door. I'm like,
Yeah, it's in the door.
very cool. That's, I wasn't even disappointed. I was like, very cool.
Yeah, it's
That's
part of the, it's part of our board. And at some point, somebody will use
And it will
come
be
out,
needed
it'll
at
come out
another
again,
time.
yeah.
Hopefully not for a long time.
Dean, glad you came out. Thank you for